Kurt, wait a minute, then try again.
Okay.
Alex, StreamYard is busy. Can you believe that? They
Listen,
can't.
it's the streaming service everyone's using these days.
That's interesting. All right. Look at that. Oh, it's busy. Oh, I see. I can't tell if I'm live or not. Oh, it's on. Byron, go to see if we're live on Facebook. Because it looks like it's Twitter's.
It says live. I can see the numbers going on up there.
It is like, whoosh. All right, let's go. What's happening? It's X that is bottom. Okay. Sorry. Welcome to Jersey Boys Sports Talk. Let's get it going.
On digital radio, on the app, on your smart speaker, on Twitter, YouTube, Twitch.tv, and Facebook. The Sportscast. Expect the unexpected.
The Jersey Boys Sports Talk presented by The Sportscast.
The Jersey Boys Sports Talk with Victor Arocho and Byron Jones. And here's your host, Victor Arocho.
Yo, let's get it on, baby. Live out of Miami, Fort Lauderdale. Welcome to and Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Can't forget Pennsylvania. Welcome to the Jersey Boys Sports Talk, hosted by Byron Jones and Victor Arocho. Brought to you by The Sportscast. Today is May 16th, 2024. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to The Sportscast on all our channels, YouTube, Twitter, Spotify, iTunes, X. If you are on iTunes, subscribe to Jersey Boy Sports Talk on our podcast. Hit the purple little icon. Boom. Search Jersey Boy Sports Talk. Subscribe and leave a review. It'll help us out tremendously. We're also on Spotify. You can download it. And please if you like what you're seeing today, we are live on YouTube. Smash the like button and hit notifications. You'll be notified every time we have a show. It's live every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We are streaming on Facebook and YouTube, like I said, every Thursday at 8 p.m. And let's get ready to rumble, Mr. Byron Jones. Get inside to talk a little bit of football once the schedule's out. How we doing today?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
I am doing fantastic, actually. And how's the weather over there? It's getting hot here.
Man, it's been crazy right here. We've had a couple of days in the 40s, the mid 40s.
Oh my God, 80s,
then it goes to 70. Oh yeah, it's been in the 40s. It's rained a lot. Late like the last week or so, it's rained a lot. Had to cancel a lot of the flag football with the kids because of the rain. I just turned the heat on back on the house. I had the air conditioner on.
Oh my God. Let me tell you, this is the time of the year I don't like traveling up there because of that reason. So a guy like me that needs it cold all the time, I can't walk into a house that has heat on. I can't go into a place I'll get steaming hot, like uncomfortable hot, right? So I like to either whether it's hot because you got the AC running all the time, or it's cold, and it's just cold. I just don't like it with all the jackets and stuff. But it's nice here. It's hot. It rains and then it shines, sunshine. It was raining this morning. I drove home. It was blue skies, sunshine.
Well, you'll be cooking here then, because it's hot. In my house, it's hot.
My stepmom was just in Jersey for baptism and seeing some of her family. And she told me her mom, my step grandma, was like, it's cold here. I want to go back to Florida. So it must have been up and down in those areas.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Well, the schedules have been out for a while, but the NFL made a big release. Well, let's welcome to our regular host, guest, Mr. Alex Quirk, live out of Maine, and a true Blue Giant fan. Mr. Alex, welcome to the Jersey Boys Sports Talk.
Happy to be back, and I love coming on for the schedule release. I think I came on this show last year for the same thing, so I'm glad this time around they're not releasing it as we're doing the show because it was on Thursday last year. I'm glad we've had 24 hours to take it in.
That is right. That is right that we were waiting for it to be released. What's funny is that Mad Dog. I don't know if you watch Get Up. He was not Get Up, First Take. He was on the show and he goes through his rants and stuff, things, and he goes, what the heck is it? The NFL releases the schedule. That's been released for 2 weeks. It's like, what's the big deal? We already know. It's like, we're releasing this schedule. He's like, hey, and here's the Oscar nominations and here's who won. But we're going to release it on Sunday.
I think the issue is just we just don't know who's playing when. Like, yeah, we know I don't know like when they determine that weird 17th game now, but like, yeah, the schedule by like middle of January, like who's you're playing and where you're playing. Like that's figured out a while ago.
Right. All right. And we got Sergeant Emil Foley. Like every week, last time you were Mr. Tibbs. Was Mr. Tibbs from the movie or Mr. Tibbs was Thibodeau? Who was Mr. Tibbs?
Mr. Tibbs from the movie.
With Sidney Poitier, right? Poitier.
There you go. And
Alex is waiting for Alex. That was black and white. That was a black and white movie, man. That's when you had to get up.
It wasn't
no
black and white. Yeah, it was black and white.
That's what you had. Yes, it was. You had to get up and change the channels back then, bro.
Click, 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 click,
click, click, click, click. There was no comfort. You had to change.
Or if you
I don't know if Byron's house was because his was different than mine, but in my house, the kids were the channel changer. We were the remote control.
There you go, my man. Yep. Vonda, go over there and turn that TV.
You did it to your sister. You got lucky, man. I got it done to me. So, Vonda, I feel for you. It's stuck, man. Hey, change the channel. And thank God there was only like 3 channels, really. There was 4, right? Maybe 4, but only like 2 or 3 were major,
2,
right?
4, 7, 9, 11, and 13.
Right, yeah. One was PBS, one was CBS, ABC. That was it.
That was
right. And then the WJR, whatever. There was like the Jersey. Wasn't there a Jersey channel?
Right. NJW or NJ something, whatever it was. Yeah.
WJOR or something like that. I thought. I don't know. Anyways,
TV used to go off at what time? 4:00 in the morning.
Oh yeah. How about at 10 o'clock? Do you know where your children are?
Yeah.
10 like at 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are? It was crazy. All right, let's get in. Hey, I can tell you one thing. There is a little excitement when the schedule comes out. And Alex, we like that you're on every year when we release the schedule. Last year because the schedule got released like minutes after we started our show.
That's right.
Last year got released at 8 p.m. We were waiting for it. But it's exciting. The NBA has been pretty fun. I like watching the NBA. But I still miss football. You know what I mean? I'm not sure if I'm going to enjoy any more misery I have with our Giants, but I still enjoy the game, what's happening. There's a lot of good stuff happening. I think more parity's happening in the league. All right. So let's get into the Giants schedule. So first of all, any news happen over there with the Giants?
Didn't they sign a receiver the other day?
They've signed 19. They got a lot of receivers
and a lot of tight ends.
They just had they had a mini camp this past weekend, like the May 9th or 11th, whatever. The undrafted free agents, and I think they signed one guy, a defensive tackle, to a contract from
Allen Robinson. That was what I was thinking of.
Yeah, but they're pretty much.
No, I forgot the big news about the Giants. They're on Hard Knocks this summer.
Yeah, that should be interesting.
Oh my God!
I wonder how they picked those teams. That one in yesterday, like in the middle of the day.
Well, that's breaking news. Breaking news, Jersey Boys Sports Talk fans. The Giants are on Hard Knocks. That's going to be very interesting. I can't. It's going to be like a USFL team. So let's see what happens. Well, they're not good. Maybe they'll surprise us, but it's just kind of hard. Right now, it's the Eagles to win, right? To lose the conference. All right, let's get into schedule. All right, we got the preseason. I'm not even getting into this. Is there 3 preseason games?
It's still 3, yeah. So they have the Lions, Texans, and Jets are the 3.
And they added a game?
No.
There's 18. There's 17 games with a bye. There's 18 weeks of football. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So let's go. We got. I'm assuming Blue is home, right?
Yes, blue are home, red is away. If you're looking at the Giants graphic.
All right. So, what do you think about the first couple games, Byron? We
Those are the
got
first couple of
Minnesota,
games since I haven't looked at
Washington,
it.
and looks like the Browns.
Yep.
Woo, 2-1.
2-1. That would be a
Well,
nice
you figure
start.
Minnesota's going to have Sam Darnold's going to be the starter for the
Mhm.
first game.
Mhm.
Washington has a rookie quarterback, even though the Washington gives the Giants fits all the time with Jaden Daniels. Then they're going, what, Cleveland is the third one, you said?
Mhm.
Yep.
Yes.
Then Cleveland has a great defense, and they got that guy, whatever his name is, Watson, the quarterback. So you don't know, he was injured last year. You don't know how he's going to perform, but there's all three of them are winnable games, right out the bat. You never know.
Alex.
I do concur with Byron. I think it's going to kind of, admittedly, I mean, I'm a bit more pessimistic about the record than I was this time a year ago. I said they were going to go 11-5, not even close. But I think, especially with the gauntlet that will happen after the first couple weeks, I think it's going to set us up for some false hope. But yeah, no, I could see the Giants easily taking a couple of these early ones, especially the Vikings. Washington, it's divisional and it's also FedEx Field. Probably the only field more dangerous than MetLife at this point.
Listen, our first game is home. The next two are away. Hey, look, I wouldn't mind. I don't mind starting off this way with these games, right? If you're going to get some optimistic opportunity, give somebody a chance to shine, to deliver, get them against these teams, right?
I'd also like to think that means Daniel Jones will rebound. He'll get that opportunity.
Well, he's not going to start. He's not going to play. He's not going to start probably the first two games. Drew Lock is. I don't think he's going to be back by then. Byron.
I don't think. Well, I was, just thinking about it because I was looking up something like an ACL tear. They're saying it could be like 6 to 9 months, but because he's the supreme athlete, that he is, that he could be back earlier, or it could be a little later. Because I think he got hurt like in October, like the middle of October when he got hurt. So usually,
Right.
6 or 9 months from them. So is he going to be ready, to play, the first couple games of the season?
Yes, so that means you think he'll be back by the Browns game? Oh shit!
Oopsie.
Sorry, Byron.
I don't think so. That's why they went out and got Drew Lock, to fill his shoes until he's ready to go.
Well, the Browns game's the third game.
I don't think he's going to be ready. I really
You don't think he's okay? So if he's not ready for the Browns, that's 3 games in. That means he's coming back against Dallas. That would be a tough start to come back against Dallas.
Yeah, we saw what happened last year with Dallas 40-0. So yeah. Hopefully
I'd rather take the loss to Dallas and let him come back against Seattle.
I would agree.
He didn't play well.
Definitely you don't want Micah Parsons being his first thing he's coming back.
Exactly.
But
I would, if he doesn't make it back by the third game, I would not bring him back until the 5th game.
On the short week too, because it's Thursday night for the Cowboys.
Yeah, you ain't gonna bring him back that quick. But you don't want him to come back against Seattle because he lost to Seattle too when he threw that pick six, that 95-yard pick six to the rookie. So you might not want him back out there for that one either.
Well, listen.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about.
I'm just saying that, don't bring him up early, but don't make his first game against Micah Parsons.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
I wouldn't do that, right? It's a division game. Micah Parsons is going to be chomping at the bits. Why do that? Why? And then it gets injured right then? No, just bring him back at Seattle. I'll take a pick 6 versus getting hit by Micah Parsons.
Seattle's defense pretty good too.
Yeah, but it's not a Micah Parsons. It's not a Micah Parsons there. You know what I mean? They may have one, but I know for sure there's Micah Parsons on Dallas, right? So he's going to come with heat. All right, so then they got Dallas in the number 4. Then they could play Seattle. Then they play against Burrows and the Bengals. Then
Sunday
they play
night football.
Yep. So they're playing Sunday night. They're playing Thursday night. And then they come back against the and we played the Eagles home. Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's got a tough schedule, I heard. So we'll look at that. We got the Eagles at home on the 20th. I'm sure you're happy with that. At least this time we're not playing all the division teams at the end, at back to back to back.
Yeah, pretty much last year was a mess. Played the Eagles, then played them a week or two later. Yeah, that was kind of close.
It was just, it was too much, man, right? And then you got Washington, then you got Carolina.
That's the Germany game, by the way.
And yes, it's Germany. You know, it stinks is that I'm supposed to be in Germany in October. So I'm going to be in October against the Bengals and then against the Eagles.
You can do some scouting for us. Just let us know how it goes over there.
Yeah. Yeah. But November 10th, I'll be back way before then. All right. And then we got Tampa Bay at home. We got, we're playing at the Dallas on Thanksgiving. I love when the Giants play on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I don't want to upset my stomach, man. Depending on how the season's going, man. You want to have a nice, nice dinner, and then you go watch that mess. If it's a train wreck.
And then you have the Saints, Baltimore, for the Falcons, the Colts, and then Week 18 against the Eagles. Why is it TBD? Oh, they don't have the time yet.
Because it's Week 18, so it could be anywhere from 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock, or the Sunday night game.
So
it's definitely going to be a Sunday night game.
So that is the schedule, and let's see what games are you excited for besides the division teams, Byron?
That going to Germany seems kind of pretty cool to see what kind of fans that they have in Munich. I was stationed over there, so they're gonna have a good time over there.
And it's against the Panthers.
Yeah, hey, you got to win one. At least don't go there and get
the non-division games. You got Seattle, you got Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh and the Giants are going to be pretty good. Is this a family game for them?
Oh, don't forget this is the 100th year for the Giants. The century mark they hit because they were established in 1925.
Oh, that's awesome. So they're playing against Pittsburgh's playing against family. I'm sure it's going to be a big day for them. They're playing in Pittsburgh.
They have special uniforms to commemorate. It's not getting the best reviews online. I like they have like the Michigan look on the helmet, but the red with the blue and then red again, it looks really odd.
No, it doesn't look as bad as
here. Apparently, I don't know what game.
It doesn't look as bad as Pittsburgh with the hamburger uniform.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. That's right. They look like it looked like
man.
What was that name of the movie with Adam Sandler and then Burt Reynolds played in it? It was a prison football.
Longest yard.
Longest yard. They looked like they were playing like a prison team.
Yeah, that uniform is
that was terrible. Terrible. All right. You got Carolina, you got Pittsburgh, Tampa Bay, Baltimore, the Saints, and the Falcons are all non-division games. It's going to be tough.
But I'm kind of looking forward to the Thanksgiving game just because, as you say, the Giants aren't on Thanksgiving a lot, so it's kind of a special treat, even if it may not be under – I say really pick your poison. The Lions are really good now. The Cowboys always play tough, so maybe you get the Thursday night game, but I'll enjoy it.
All right. Well, let's see. Let's go move on. Let's get on. All right. Well, Giants. So, you got any predictions, Byron? You want to go win losses? What do you think the record is?
9-8. 9-8, man. I'm going 9-8.
9-8. Alex.
I'm unfortunately flipping. I'm saying 7-10 this year. Unfortunately.
Oh, please.
Listen, lower the expectations, and hopefully they win at least 8 games.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I'm either 8-9, or 7-10 with Alex.
Oh, man.
It's literally that week 4 through 8 grinder that's going to kill them. The Cowboys, Seahawks, Bengals, Eagles, and Steelers in 5 consecutive weeks. That's a tough stretch early on in the season because that's what can win or lose your season, really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's just, we got to see. I don't know what to do. I mean, you got the Eagles are loaded, right? Dallas is Dallas, right? But the Eagles are loaded. We're playing You know, they're all tough teams. I mean, that's a tough stretch. Tampa Bay is going to be pretty good with Baker Mayfield. You got Lamar Jackson, right? The Saints are in between. The Colts, I don't know, right? But it's just going to be tough. Falcons should be.
Falcons, you can steal one.
Yeah,
Just
we
who
can
knows
steal
what
again.
that's gonna look like.
All right, let's move on. Let's go on to the next one. All right, the Cowboys. This is how easy or hard the schedule is for the Cowboys. Cowboys play the Rams, the Raiders,
Hard.
the Chargers, the Browns. They're saying that the schedule is not that difficult, but it doesn't seem that easy to me. The Rams are a pretty good team. The Raiders, I think the Chargers are going to be tough with
The
Harbaugh.
Raiders, the Raiders are going to be tough too with Antonio Pierce. They're going to be a lot better than people think they are.
I would agree. All right. The Raiders, you got the Raiders, you got the Chargers, that's tough. The Browns, I don't think. Saints, I'm not too sure. Ravens is a tough game. Giants, well, you know what happens there. Pittsburgh could be either team. We don't know what's going to happen with Pittsburgh. They play Detroit. Detroit's tough. They play San Francisco's tough. Atlanta and Eagles. Look at they don't play now. They play into the division. They play the Eagles on the 10th. The Texans are tough. Commanders don't worry about. Giants, Bengals again are tough. Panthers don't worry about. Tampa could be a good game. Then they play the Eagles. I don't think their schedule is that easy. Everyone was saying this. You know, I was hearing people saying that Cowboys' schedule is kind of light. I don't see it that light. What do you
Oh,
think?
And there's a lot of on there, just not like I think in a very. It's very spread out. I think like that they have like the tough matchup, then they have the cupcakes to kind of like cool down.
Well, let's do these first three games right off the bat. You got the Rams, the Raiders, and Chargers.
I think those are the preseason games. I don't see those.
Yeah, they are. Sorry about that. Okay,
I was like, wait, where are the Raiders on here?
Sorry, then I messed up because then they got the Browns, the Saints, Baltimore, the Giants, then the Steelers, and then Detroit. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those first 6 games are half 50-50. They're not that tough. The preseason ones were tougher. So you got the Browns, Saints, and the Ravens. What do you think is going to happen there, Byron?
I think the Cowboys are going to have all kind of turmoil this year because Dak was looking to get paid. You had to bring back Zeke. CeeDee Lamb, you still got to pay. They're not going to be. I don't think personally they're not going to be as good, as they've been in the past. I think they're going to have a loser record. It's going to be some funky dynamics going on with that. I don't think they're the cream of the crop in the NFC East. Not even close.
Well, I don't think they're the cream of the crop, but who are you putting them above?
Commanders. That's it.
So you think
The wheels are going to fall off the wagons for the Cowboys this year because they have all kind of turmoil going on.
Oh, I hope so. Okay. You want to make my season good. I see the Cowboys finally just not just be relevant. You know what I mean? Because it's not even that they're relevant. It's just that they seem to be in the thick of things all the time, and they just disappoint. And they don't disappoint us, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, but what have they done? What have they done offensively? They needed to fix a line. They really didn't. They really didn't address the running back situation. They just re-signed a retread. Zeke. But with that, they only got CeeDee Lamb. He's not in camp. Now the mini camp, which voluntary, so it's really no big deal. He wants to be paid. So do you really think he's going to go out there and risk it? Getting hurt or whatever, because his contract is not, settled, or Michael Parsons, same thing. He wants to be paid. So you have all these guys that want to make the, big money. They're going to be, in cap hell, a couple years because you're going to have to pay all these guys. So everybody's going to be worried about their bank. And I don't think they're going to be as good as they've been in the past. That's my opinion.
And remember, Michael Parsons was really upset at the draft when they didn't select the defensive back. He's like, he goes, why would you give the Eagles the chance to get a great defensive back?
I mean, this is Jerry Jones we're talking about,
Yeah.
The gift that always keeps on giving.
Yeah. So you got that. I'll tell you. So the first 6 games, we go there. Then you have Detroit, San Francisco, and Atlanta, and then the Eagles, right? So Detroit, San Francisco, Atlanta, the Eagles, and then the Houston Texans.
They
That's
can
a
lose all.
tough. That's a tough 5-game stretch right there.
Yep.
I'm not buying into the Atlanta one personally.
No, but it's okay. That's 1 out of 5. Alex,
I got you.
1 out of 5. I mean, San Francisco's still going to be good. Philadelphia's good. Houston's are good. That's 3. Who else did I say? And Detroit.
That is a tough stretch. I don't disagree with you. I just think that, like, especially the rest of the season, that's not the most difficult schedule. And I mean, and we'll see how, like, the NFC South, if it can finally not be the worst division since the NFC East during the COVID year. But like, but I mean, they got 2 of them back to back at near the end of the season. So when they're potentially, depending on how you view them, if they're vying for a playoff or division spot, those are 2 easy games right there near the end before you get Philly.
Right. Hold on. Let me see if I can do something here. Here, let me show you. Okay. And then after that, after the Texans, then it gets a little easy. Actually, yeah, it gets a little bit easier. Then they end the year pretty easy because then they got the Commanders, the Giants, Bengals is going to be tough. I'm not sure how the Panthers are going to be this year.
It all depends on Bryce Young.
Oh yeah, that's right. The Bucks, I think will be a tough game. The Eagles, so that could be anybody's game right there. Who's this?
And then they got the Commanders on the last week of the season, again, to be determined depending on where everyone is in the schedule or standings.
All right, let me send this out to myself. Okay, let's go. We're going to go into the Eagles schedule. I'm pulling it up right now. Hold on. I'm trying to get this on the other computer. Santiago saying, hey, pull it up on the screen, but it's not that easy, Santiago.
Well,
so Byron, yeah,
the Eagles are going to be in Brazil to kick it off. They're playing the Packers on Friday night.
Who's this?
The
Nice.
Eagles and the Packers are playing in Sao Paulo, Brazil, at a Corinthians Stadium. I don't know what it's actually called, but I know that's the team in Brazil.
Not big that
Really?
stadium. That's gonna be a pretty big stadium though. For soccer, so yeah.
But yeah, that was I guess, as the international footprint now makes its way to South America. That is, especially the fact they're playing on a Friday night, the first week of the year, because I think that was always I know the NFL never ever goes on what they say, but like how Friday night was this untouched, they never did games, and they're going to do one.
Well, we got to talk about when we start finishing up the schedule. We got to talk about, what I said several years ago is we're going to start having to pay to watch the Super Bowl, and it's coming. We're going to have to pay. I thought it was just going to be the Super Bowl. We're going to have to pay to watch the regular season game.
Yeah,
But it's stuff it's already on Prime, so you have to have Prime to watch Thursday night, right? And you have to be now. They want to move some stuff to the Peacocks
and Netflix too.
Netflix for Christmas, that's the big one.
Yep.
Really?
Doubleheader. There's like a 1 and 4 o'clock game. The Texans, by the way, are actually not getting a very favorable bounce in that regard because they have to play, I think, the Chiefs on Sunday Night Football, and then on Wednesday, Christmas morning or Christmas Day, they have to play the Ravens.
Damn. Woo.
Yeah, not a favorable draw for them this in December.
Hold on a second. Here we go. All right. Can you see the screen?
Oh
yes.
Here, somebody just sent me saying it's going to cost at least $800 to watch every game this season.
Yeah, well, if you add it up, Prime's 100 and something to get Prime. Netflix, I mean, you could get in and out of Netflix for like $9 to $12 or something like that, right?
And then depending on the cable,
Peacock is like $5.99, but we just went to cancel Peacock and they offer us a deal for 99 cents for 6 months. So that puts me into November. So you got to sign up for a month and cancel, and then you get 99 cents. That's the kick. You guys can see my screen?
Yep.
Okay. Can you see it decent size? Because it's small to me.
Yeah, it's small.
It's like
old.
that vertical shot there.
Okay, well, if it's small, let's stop sharing it. Oh, there it is. Oh, I see. I had it somewhere else. Stop screen share. All right. Let me stop sharing then. All right. So you got Yeah, it's too small for me, even on my regular ice. Let's see the Eagles. All right, so the Eagles are um, they play the They start off with the Giants, the Falcons, the Saints. What's the next thing? Is that Washington?
That's
That's
the Bucks.
Oh, that's the Bucks. They have a bye. Man, they got a pretty easy schedule starting off. Then the Browns, then the Giants again. No, not the Giants again, but the Giants. Oh, they start off with Green Bay. Green Bay's not going to be an easy game.
No.
I said, especially being in Brazil, that's going to be a very interesting dynamic, let alone your first game.
Yeah, that's not going to be an easy game. But after that, the Falcons, the Saints, the Bucks, then the Browns, and then the Giants. And then they get the Bengals, the Jaguars, the Dallas, Washington. They got an easy schedule. They got Rams.
Yeah,
They got the Rams. They don't get
tough.
anything tough until the Bengals on the 27th. And then until a month later, they got the Rams. Then they play okay. They got they don't have their schedule's not that tough, man.
Yeah. The Jaguars, Jaguars are tough.
I mean, I think just any NFC East team is going to have a softer schedule just by virtue of playing the NFC South. So that's 4 games right there. And yeah, I think Baltimore and Cincinnati are really the 2 games that stick out for like pretty much the entire year, other than when they play Dallas.
Yeah, they don't have a tough schedule at all. Their schedule is probably the easiest of all 3 teams.
Yeah, because that's why around here they're hyping them up. I was listening today. Yeah, they're gonna go 13-4. That's all I heard all day today was 13. 13-4. You know, and this and that. It's like, dude, they got 2 new coordinators. They have a new line. No Kelsey. The defense was suspect last year. Yeah, I know they signed a whole bunch of people.
A whole bunch of defensive backs, right?
Yeah, a whole bunch of defensive back, linebackers. They got rid of their best pass rusher was Hassan Reddick. Now they're gonna have to depend on big, huge Jordan Davis. The guy that's supposed to be the savior from Georgia that can only play 2 plays at a time and has to come out because of his conditioning. Allegedly, he was working on his condition to be out there a little bit longer, but they still have a little question mark over them too. They did what 6 of the last 7 they lost last year. They weren't, world beaters, last year. The Giants pulled it off against them with a backup quarterback. So, that 13-4 stuff, I don't think so. Nah. Yeah, I'm being an Eagle hater right now.
Listen, I hear you. But let's say they're 13-14, 13-4. Byron, they were just terrible. Like they were a terrible 11-2 team.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't look good. I mean, Eric, we kept going back and forth. I'm like, the response was, well, you expect them to blow out. No, I expect you to have at least a game or 2 where you're looking like a championship team. They didn't look like a championship team all year. I mean, they were terrible.
Remember,
and they were winning, but they didn't win because they were good. They were just not. It was terrible.
Remember what he kept bringing up? Oh, we're waiting for him to turn on the switch. We're waiting for him to turn on the switch.
Or the rope to
turn on the switch. Yeah, and I'm still waiting for him to turn on the switch.
Yeah. I don't know about you. It's kind of dark in here.
I mean, I think it might also be the thing about the Eagles that if they don't, let's say by like week 13 when they're playing the Ravens, if they're not like 10-2, 11-1, then we're going to label them as frauds, and rightfully so. Like this is a very winnable schedule. They should win a lot of these games.
That's
I say should.
Right? They don't have a tough. They don't have a tough schedule. I mean, look. I mean, right off the bat, the hardest schedule is the first. Right off the bat, Green Bay is going to be tough in Brazil. There's no doubt there. That's going to test their mettle, right? And I think they may lose that game because they started off slow last year. Everyone's reasoning that all the NFL was slow is because nobody was playing in preseason, correct? Wasn't that the comment we had last year? Yeah, preseason, nobody's playing. Everybody's just still trying to get their things. They didn't play, so they're behind and so forth. Green Bay's young. They're going to come out firing. These are not veteran guys that are going to try to take it easy.
They're very hungry.
They're hungry and young, and they already got a taste of the playoffs. I think they're going to come out full throttled. I don't think. What's his name? What's the coach's name again for Green Bay?
Not before.
LaFleur. I don't think. I don't think LaFleur is going to take the pedal. Take the pedal off, right? But take the gas off. I think he's going to go into the season with those. He's got young guys, Byron. You told me the first time you went in the league, the craziness that you were still in shape and it was still throwing up, right?
It was pretty.
Imagine having a whole team of young guys. I think their average age is like 26 years old.
Yeah, they're very young.
So when they're young, you're going to put them in conditioning right off the bat. There's no excuse.
Yeah, but when they play the Eagles down there, I haven't been down there. What's the temperature, like the weather, like at that time of the season when you go down there?
Hot.
Is it hot?
Yeah.
So are they going to be used to that kind of heat down there? Playing in another country.
Well, is it hot? I don't know. Is it Brazil and?
Well, they're playing. So how hot can it be? But still, it's the temperature does affect you a lot. And if you're not accustomed, because you figure Green Bay, Milwaukee weather, Green Bay, Wisconsin weather, is a little bit different than Pennsylvania, down there. And then they're going all the way down to South America, play these guys. So you don't know if the weather is going to play a factor down there.
According to climate data, the average daily mean, I guess, is about 66 degrees. It generally doesn't get hotter than in like the mid 70s, but historically it has hit over 90 degrees in September in Sao Paulo.
It says, yes, Brazil is generally warm in September. The northern regions with temperatures ranging from 79 to 91.
Ooh. And
So
I'm
it's
assuming
hot.
it's going to be very humid down there in Brazil, especially with the rainforest, right?
Mm-hmm. And the time, and it is an hour ahead.
Yeah,
Wait, so they're playing at 9 o'clock at night because it says, at least according to what I can see, 8:15. So they're going to be playing at 9 o'clock in Brazil. That's a late night.
Mm-hmm. So that's going to be tough. And then Falcons it's a winnable game with that talent. The Bucks, the Saints, then they play the Browns, and then they play the Giants, and then you don't get tough until the Bengals come up. You know what I mean?
Well, don't forget when the Eagles play the Giants, that's going to be at Giant Stadium, the homecoming for that guy, number 26.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah, but he's scared.
First time. Nah.
Hey, I like Saquon. I want to see him do well. I mean,
don't say. We don't say his name. Don't say his name.
I wish the man with very strong tree trunk thighs success in not Kelly Green uniforms.
Yeah, me too. All right, let's move it. Let's move it on. Let's go into. We're not even bothering with Washington's schedule. All right, let's get into the Jets. Let's go to New York for Richie Vargas and our boys out there. All right, let's see if I can get this one on the screen that looks a little bit better.
I'll have to find the quote. There was some league VP that made some remark about the Jets owe them, and I don't know if it was that because the Jets were in a bunch of primetime games because of Aaron Rodgers, or if because apparently they're in 6 primetime games this year.
Yeah. Yes.
Damn, that's a lot.
I want to bring that up. All right, so let's talk about that. What do you guys feel? Do they deserve to be in that many primetime games?
If his Achilles stays healthy, why not?
Byron?
They're just going on, what they think he might be. He's still a 40-year-old quarterback coming off an Achilles, injury. The timing, is not going to be there, right off the bat because, they are new guys with them. They had fixed the offensive line. The defense is still a top 10, defense. So, they can keep them in the game. And you figure if, their defense keeps people under 17 points, most likely they're going to win the game. But, he's going to, it's going to be interesting watching a 40-year-old quarterback coming off Achilles injury, see what he's going to do right out the bat. And who they open up with? The San Francisco 49ers. So,
Monday night.
Yeah, they're going to be coming after him.
So I guess the quote was from the NFL's vice president of broadcast planning said, yeah, it's an awful lot of primetime games early in the season, but obviously I feel like the Jets kind of owe us one, is the quote.
All right, can you see this one better?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, man, I can't move it, though. That stinks. All right, I'm trying to get used to this here. All right, so we got – okay, they got the Commanders, right? Is that week 1? Yeah, Commanders, the Panthers. They play the Giants. That's
The
preseason?
Super
Okay.
Bowl.
That's
Right off,
preseason.
right off the bat, it's San
Look at
Francisco
look at that right
coming
out the bat.
You got Nick Bosa across the line. Mike Greenberg was not happy with that. This isn't like seeing Rodgers coming right out of the gate in his first game to be playing against it. And remember, San Francisco was a team that Rodgers wanted to go to. He's from there, isn't he?
Yeah, he's from that area.
Okay. So you
Went
got
to, played at Cal, if I recall.
Yep. San Francisco, you got Tennessee, you got the Patriots, the Broncos, Minnesota, then Buffalo, then the Steelers, Patriots. Their schedule's not that tough. Houston's pretty tough. That's it. Colts, Seattle, the Dolphins is always, Jags. We're gonna see, Byron. Hope this kid comes through. Rams are okay. Buffalo's always gonna be tough. Their schedule's not that tough.
Yeah.
The schedule's not that tough.
Some tough games, but yeah, no, really, I definitely think
you got San Francisco. It's a tough game. Tennessee is always a tough team, but it's a winnable game, right? Patriots,
the Bills.
You don't know what you're gonna get the Bills. Yeah, Buffalo is, but Buffalo they don't play Buffalo till like week 6.
Yep, and Steelers. They're always the Steelers.
Steelers,
Texans.
I think really for them, it's that last 5-game stretch where it's Dolphins, Jags, Rams, Bills, Dolphins again.
Yeah.
That's a brutal month of December.
Yeah. Well, if they're on a roll back then, Rodgers can handle it if he stays healthy, right? The issue is that he's got to stay healthy, right? That is the bottom line. But what are your thoughts on so go ahead, Byron, you give me your piece. Is it deserving for the Jets?
What do we always
tell me you're pro before or against Jets having 6 primetime games?
I'm for, because what do we always say? New York is
they didn't deserve it just before.
They don't, but I'm going to change my mind. Come on, it all stems from what? New York is the biggest media circus in the whole country. You got Aaron Rodgers, is a top 5 Hall of Fame, probably, most likely quarterback, won a Super Bowl. He's coming off an injury, and the Jets have thrown all their chips in, to get to the Super Bowl, since they haven't been one since 1969 with Joe Willie. So it's the biggest media market in the world. That's why they people want to see it.
It's how we always used to have to suffer. Even when the Giants played 500 ball, we'd have 4 games in primetime every year. That's just how it works. And the Giants can't carry their weight, because I think they had a lot of primetime games last year. So, all right, Jets, your turn. And plus,
go Jets.
At least they'll be entertaining, right? Isn't that
let me ask you a question, Alex. I'll ask you first. Last year, with all the hype with Aaron Rodgers, were you excited to see how he was going to do, pending that he'd be healthy?
I'm always intrigued with someone like Aaron Rodgers, especially in a new place. It's the Jets. It's sort of like me watching the Cowboys. I'll watch the Cowboys every week. It's what I do. So, yeah, I was intrigued with what Aaron Rodgers was going to do.
Byron? Byron?
Do I have to say it out loud, or I have to say it out loud?
Yeah, you gotta say that. No, we're on a podcast. Yeah, usually that's how that works.
Yeah, man. I was an undercover. I was an undercover lover, man. I wanted to see a guy, man, succeed, man. I wanted to see him do his thing in New York and take the Jets, man, to the.
Oh my God! I can't believe I got you to say that.
I don't want everybody to know that that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, because you never said that last year. At least this year, I was point blank. I was excited. I was very, very excited. I got more excited the more he kept doing things that I didn't think he was doing, because I was hating on Aaron Rodgers going into the Jets with the last 2 years, the way he behaved himself with Green Bay, right? But when he came to the Jets and the things that you hear he was doing, how he was with his teammates, how he took $37 million cut, he did the things he needed to do and to make a difference in New York, I was excited to see him. It was disappointing to me within 4 snaps to see him out. That really was terrible. Terrible,
Like you never
terrible.
root for injury. Like in times you want to see some of these people, if it's an antagonist, you want to see them humiliated on like the grandest stage, not blow out their Achilles on like the third play.
Right.
Yeah.
Like Sean Payton. I want to see Sean Payton do terrible.
Really, man.
Yeah, I don't like Sean Payton. I don't like what he did to Russell Wilson. I like what you add that to how he talked about the former coach. You add that to, just too many things. You add that to he gets paid $100 million to treat that. It just I don't like him anymore. You know what I mean? And you add to the fact that with the new rules, he never would have won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that is true.
Okay, so but I was excited to see Aaron. I'm excited this year to see Aaron Rodgers. So I'm happy that they're on to prime time. They are heavily taking a chance on he stays healthy. Right, you got to admit. I mean,
Which is why they're logging
he
them
doesn't. If he
early
doesn't
on.
stay, if he don't stay healthy, man, they just ruined prime time football. So who's the other quarterback?
Oh,
Don't
man.
have a clue.
That's how bad it is. Okay, we know at least there's Tommy Cutlets, we got Drew Lock, we got some other guy we signed, and we got Daniel Jones. So we know
they
our
signed
quarterback.
up Tyrod Taylor. That's who's the backup.
Oh
there
yeah,
now.
that's right.
That's right. They signed the Giant guy.
Yeah, like
To be fair, I like Tyrod. He was great. I'm kind of sad the Giants didn't retain him, but I imagine also Tyrod did enough to kind of say, "Hey, I have something still to offer," and yeah.
He sold out for more money. Sell out.
Yeah, I mean,
Who would do such a thing?
Exactly. All right, so we got the Eagles. Now let's go. Well, that was the Jets. So I'm excited about the Jets. Do they deserve it? I think they deserve it because I want to see them play. Right. And it's hard to find Jet games down here. And it's also fun because right down the street there's a Bills bar. So
Wow.
the elbow room is a Bills bar. So every time the Bills play, right, it is people. All Bills people are all around here.
They come out of hiding.
I don't know, but those Bills people travel. They all love coming to South Florida.
Yeah, I wonder why.
It's nice here. All right, so okay, here we go. What is this?
We're looking at the Dolphins now, right?
I'm trying to, but it kind of messed me up. It changed team schedules. Let's look at the Dolphins for a Dolphin fan, Papa Paul and the crew. All right, so we got Dolphins schedule. Remember, they got Odell Beckham, right? So they got a tough
1
trio
year,
of
$8
receivers.
million. I don't know if that's like all guaranteed or if that's like a one of those
Yeah, I can't pull
what
it
are they called,
out.
incentive-based contracts.
Yeah,
Of course it is.
it's not letting me
think it's
pull
like
up their
8 million.
schedule.
Up to $8 million. He's the third receiver, going to be going against the third, corner on the other team. So, 40, 50 catches out of him would be a good year.
I think, yeah. Hold on, because it wasn't pulling on my other computer. Dolphins. Exit. In my memory, I got too many tabs open.
Probably.
Yeah. Well, that's why I don't like. All right, Miami Dolphins. So I have a Mac. Okay, you ready? What is going on here?
You not finding the Miami Dolphins schedule?
Oh, this is a nightmare.
It could be a lot worse.
Credit to their Twitter team, and actually, here more stall time. I have to say, I love the creativity that a lot of teams do when it comes to the schedule release thing. Holy smokes, the Chargers one where they did like The Sims, which I don't play The Sims, but like the amount of trash talking they did in those were like it was like the Raiders fan putting on clown makeup. It was all these different things. They did one ribbing on the Patriots for like the retirement home of the dynasty, and it was like Gronk and all these others. Like I love the creativity. Tennessee interviews people on, I forget what the famous street is in Nashville, that they just interview strangers to like pick something out with their logo. Like I love the creativity these teams do with their release schedules.
All right, let's go. We got the Dolphins. They're playing at home, the Jags. Then right off the bat, they're playing the Bills. Then they play
On
the
Thursday night, yeah.
Seahawks, Tennessee, Patriots. The AFC's weak. Colts, Arizona, Bills is tough. Rams is okay. Raiders will be okay. Patriots, Green Bay will be tough. Jets is always tough. Houston's tough. Oh, they get hard now.
Yeah, right at the end of the season, it seems like that's where they really get their test.
They got Green Bay, the Jets, Houston, and then San Francisco.
Yeah, it gets a little harder toward the end.
That is tough. Then they get the Browns and the Jets. With Aaron Rodgers being healthy, they still got the Bills winning the conference, but I think that's only because we're not sure about Aaron Rodgers. But I think Dolphins are going to be pretty good, man. Having that trio of receivers, and we got to go back to Tua being healthy. So far, he's proved himself that he can at least last a year being healthy. But I think they still got a good team. I think they're going to do okay. Adding Odell Beckham definitely enhances. Their defense was pretty good last year.
Yeah, but a lot of those guys got
injured.
Chubb and Phillips got hurt, but they did draft, Chop Robinson, the kid from Penn State, to help it, defensive end with that rotation. But yeah, they lost Christian Wilkins to the Raiders. So yeah, that's a big part.
I will say for Miami, who has a difficult time playing in the cold allegations, the last 2 weeks in Cleveland and New York is going to be very tough for them in general. So they do have San Francisco at home, but then it's at Cleveland on, I think that's Sunday Night Football, and then Week 18 against the Jets, which will be at MetLife. So that could be tricky if they're trying to vie for the division title, or maybe even if we're going to be optimistic, like a top seed.
But they're playing in Lambeau in November. It's cold in November.
It could be that great.
Thanksgiving night, right?
It's cold. It's cold. They play on Thanksgiving too. So the Giants and the Jets play on Thanksgiving. That's gonna be a fun day. It's 3 games. It's gonna be 3 days. Awesome. All right. So what do we got here? All right. Any notes here we got here? Okay. Boom. So what do you think? Who's gonna? What do you think of the AFC East? What's the order of the AFC East?
I'm gonna say Dolphins, Bills, Jets, Patriots. Patriots are rebuilding. I know a lot of people around New England are being optimistic, but it's gonna be a bridge year for them.
Byron?
I'm going to be a hater now. Jets, Dolphins, Bills, Patriots, bringing up the rear.
Interesting.
If he doesn't get hurt.
That's the key.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't trust Buffalo. I would probably have it as Dolphins, Jets, Buffalo, and then the Pats. That's where I see that going. And NFC East, what do you think of the NFC East, Alex?
I think, again, just because looking at all the schedules of the 3 teams, not the Commanders, I think Eagles, Cowboys, Commanders, Giants. I know, I'm a hater when I say that.
Byron.
Wow.
That's why I come on every so often. I'm trying to project the pessimism and hate.
Oh, my God.
And for the record, he is a Giant fan, but at least he's a true sports person, right? He's gonna call it like he sees it.
Through thick and thin, I will be there with my team.
Byron.
Eagles, Giants, Dallas, Commanders.
Wow.
I'm being a true lover today.
Yeah, you are.
No longer undercover.
I as much as I'd like to see it, I love to be proven wrong. I have no problem with it, especially if the Giants do well. I probably have the Eagles, Cowboys, Giants, and the Redskins. I mean, we're dogging the Redskins. We never know what they may come out with, but at least that's how I see it right now. By the way, there was an article on now I started thinking of too many things at one time. It'll come back to me. All right. So what are you most excited to? What do you think are going to be? Oh, the article was on Jim Harbaugh, right? And it was that he's won at every level, man. He's turned teams around with Alex Smith. He's done a heck of a job. I'm telling you, that's going to be a good team, the Chargers. I still think he's not going to beat Kansas City to win. He's got to dethrone them. I think Kansas City's going to come back better than they were last year.
And when does he play his brother? We might as well talk about that real quick. He plays his brother week 12, a Monday night game, the Ravens at Los Angeles, a Harbaugh Bowl.
Yeah, wasn't that the Super Bowl was a Harbaugh Bowl too, right?
Yeah,
It was, yeah.
Yep.
And he lost to his brother.
If it wasn't for the lights going out, delaying everything.
Oh yeah, that's
Well, if it weren't for the lights going out, my goodness, Jim Harbaugh would have gotten waxed even worse than it was. That's what I remember.
No.
I mean, I think the Chargers have, for Jim Harbaugh going in, a not terrible schedule. I'm looking with the two Chiefs games. You've got the Chiefs week 4 and then 14. Otherwise, this is not the worst schedule for him to come in, though. I don't know really. I don't know who Herbert's going to throw to. They shed a lot of offensive talent over the offseason.
Well, the Chiefs and the Ravens play, then the Bengals. Byron's already predicted them 0-2. I don't think they're going to go on. I think they're going to come out.
I sure did say it.
Nah, I think they got the Chiefs, the Ravens, and the Chiefs. This is the Chiefs schedule. The Chiefs have the Ravens and the Bengals. It's 2 tough games to start off. Then they got the Falcons.
0-2.
Chargers is could be a good game there. Saints, not a problem. 49ers is a tough game. Raiders, we'll see there. And the Bucks, Broncos, Bills, Panthers, Raiders, Chargers. They don't have an easy schedule. They got the Browns and Texans.
They're going to lose the Raiders at least once.
Steelers and Broncos. Yeah, man, they don't have an easy road. But remember, they didn't play well last year. And look what happened.
They got lucky.
They didn't get lucky. They're just listen to me. I said it last year. The only one team that can turn it on in the playoffs.
Wait a minute.
It's
called
Patrick.
Turn the
lights on.
Turn the switch. Turn the switch.
The only one that could turn the switch, in my opinion, last year was the Kansas City Chiefs, and they exactly did that. They ended up having only 1 turnover during the entire playoffs. They had tons of turnovers during the regular season. Patrick Mahomes turnovers, interceptions, fumbles, not good with the ball, receivers dropping passes. By the way, Kadarius Toney cut, like I said. I don't think anybody even picked him up.
Why would you? Well, he does have a Super Bowl.
Let's shed a tear. A singular tear.
Well, let's hope our guy Malik doesn't go the rapper route either.
I hope not.
All right. So what else you got? You guys got what are you excited for in this season? What are the couple things you'd like to see happen, Alex?
I'm really just interested in the Houston Texans. They kind of were that lovable, under the radar team. Now a lot of people are paying attention to them, and it's the second year of CJ Stroud, and they got better, I would say, with Stephon Diggs and other pieces. I'm very intrigued to see the Houston Texans this year. Couldn't tell you anything about their schedule other than I said that Christmas week where they play on Saturday, and then they have to play 4 days later on Christmas Day.
Mm-hmm. Byron, what are you excited about?
To prove everybody wrong again. My man Daniel Jones. I'm starting already. Daniel Jones is coming back, man. He's going to be comeback player of the year this year. He's going to put up some numbers, when he comes back on the field. Everybody's going to be happy with the offensive line. They're going to be a lot better with a new offensive line coach. The defense is going to be, a little underrated, but they're going to be, with Burns, the guy they picked up, and Thibodeau saying that he wants to go for the record that Strahan set, 22 sacks or whatever it is. And they're going to be a lot better on defense. They're going to surprise people. They're going to punch people in the mouth. And Daniel Jones is going to be my comeback player of the year.
All right. Well, I hope you're right. I would like to. That would make my year. Don't get me wrong. I think the team that I think is going to be a good team turnaround, and I want to see is going to be, like I said earlier, Jim Harbaugh with Justin Herbert. I'd like to see Justin Herbert finally have a good coach. because I think they messed
Well,
him
he
up.
did have a good coach. Our favorite guy.
No, he's your favorite guy. He wasn't my favorite guy. And he still gets his job as a defensive coordinator, taking the place of a guy who did nothing wrong. So
I do
think
have another team to throw in the category. I would say like the Aaron Rodgers, whether you love them or love to hate them, seeing Chicago and how that's going to go with Caleb Williams, I'm intrigued in how that's going to with all those weapons they have. They like it's the who's who of or a guy. I think they got guys in Chicago.
who's that? Chicago? You confused
Yeah.
me. You said Aaron Rodgers and Chicago.
Well, I'm saying that like Chicago's a team that I think usually they're a team that a lot of people love to watch because they lose in embarrassing fashion usually. So
Exactly.
They're loaded on offense. They got a
That's
pretty
what
good
I'm
offense. They're set up on offense for him, so he really has no excuse.
You don't know. You don't know what Caleb
not to
Williams is
stink.
going to do. You don't know what
I mean,
Caleb Williams is
certainly
going
he
to
has to be
do.
one of the best rookie
Guys
quarterbacks
play-
in terms of getting set up with like all these running backs and receivers and tight ends. They're loaded.
Yeah, he's still coming from USC, right? And the last USC quarterback I remember was good, unless I'm wrong, was Carson Palmer.
Yeah, you're about right with that one. Yeah.
Wait, I was going to say, are we giving no love to Sanchez?
Who? Butt fumble? Nah.
He come to 2 AFC championship games. We can't not like ignore that.
That was because of this defense. That was a defensive team.
I just saying, like Carson Palmer was the guy that came out of there, right? Because that was it.
Well, he
So
did
and
win
he's
the
and
Heisman
now
Trophy,
he's going. So a lot of so did Andre Ware, so did Alex Smith. It took him 10 years. I mean, there's a lot of guys who won the Heisman Trophy, but you're talking about a guy who's coming out of USC, who is now going to play in freezing weather. Right, it's a big difference playing at USC, playing on the West Coast.
Was he a Cali boy? I thought he was like somewhere from like the Midwest. I mean, not that the Midwest is like cold or anything, but I think he was more a southern Midwest one.
But the new stadium in Chicago is built is going to be, I think, it's a dome that they're building
Yeah, but
on the new
it's not going
stadium.
to be. It's not going to be ready this year.
Well, it's going to be ready in the next couple of years, though. So
Right,
they'll hang on for him. They'll hang on until he gets there.
Yeah. Caleb Williams. Let's see where he is from.
Because he was at Oklahoma, but I don't think that means he's from Oklahoma. I just know that's where he was before he went to USC.
Well, you figure what? Detroit has an indoor stadium, so he's not going to be outside.
Minnesota doesn't.
Minnesota has an indoor stadium, so he's going to be out. The only ones are Green Bay and Minnesota. I mean, Chicago. So it's only
He's
places.
from
DC. All right, so could be used.
He's from where?
He's from DC.
He was born in DC, but then he said he led Gonzaga. Oh yeah, okay. He's from Washington. He's from DC, Washington DC. But he's only 6'1". He's not a big dude.
No,
he's not very like. I thought he was taller. Yeah, because he seems like he's tall. He's just maybe
He
that.
seemed like he was taller. He's not that tall. 6'1's not that big for a quarterback.
He's probably actually shorter than that.
Well, and he's got to be because he went to USC. They had Bronny James listed at like 6'3", 6'4". He went to the combine. He barely made it to 6'1". How do you have 3 inches off?
Yeah.
When you have
3
the
inches.
LeBron James mogul hyping you up, yeah, man.
Yeah, but 6'3", 6'4" to 6'1". I mean, that's crazy.
That's a big difference in basketball.
That's a huge difference in basketball. Football, you start getting 6'2", 6'3", makes a difference, right? But, I don't know. I was just in shock of what USC had him listed as on the roster. And, and we'll end with that. What do you guys think about him going into the NBA draft, averaging 4 points a game at USC?
I don't see him being a top lottery pick. I still see him getting drafted by someone, whether a team that thinks they have a prayer of getting LeBron or not. Someone's going to take him.
They're going to take him because of LeBron. But
yeah,
how do you average 4 points in college?
You don't play.
But whatever the deal is, you're still averaging 4 points, and you're going into the combine. He should stay in college.
Yeah, but look at the kid. I don't know. You remember the Wagner, like Milt Wagner, and
Yeah,
the father was Dewan Wagner, and they have DJ Wagner's at Kentucky. Now
yeah.
he came into college with all the hype, as far as being the top #1 player, whatever. And now since the coach left, I don't know if he left there yet, but he was another one with all the hype and sort of and same thing with Bronny James. He had all the hype, with his dad and everything, and now instead of him being 6'4", now he's 6'1". They don't know where they're going to pick him in the draft because they're around here. They're talking about with
They
Philadelphia.
expect him second round.
No, they're talking about Philadelphia picking him with the 16th pick or whatever pick. I think the 16th
In the
whatever
first
they have.
round?
In the
Because
first
Philly
round,
has the cap space if they want to get LeBron.
Yeah. If they're gonna, I can't imagine him going in the first round. I mean, if they go in the first round, it's purely a LeBron play.
somebody's going to pick him to try to get LeBron. That's what all they've
Well,
been saying.
LeBron
around
said he
here.
wants to play with his son, or he's putting it out there saying, but you got to pay LeBron his $50-something million. And he's got $50 million coming up, and he wants to buy an NBA team. So
he doesn't need the money.
He's not giving up on the 50. You're not giving up on $50-something million when you're trying to buy an NBA team.
Yeah, but what's more important, to play with his play with his son, or get
What's
this
more-
$50 million?
I mean, I don't think he'd play for the vet minimum, but I think he would take a discount of a few $1 million to play with his son.
What's most important to him is buying an NBA team.
He's gonna pick an NBA team over his son. Come on, man.
I think he's gonna. He's not gonna give up $50 million. He needs that cash to be able to buy an NBA team.
He could go get a loan from somebody, to help him get this team. I'm sure.
I don't see him singularly buying a team. I could see him being like a Magic Johnson situation where he's part of an ownership group.
Yeah, I mean, of course, but he's got enough wealth to be a good partner in it, right? He's not in the billions, but he's up there. But anyhow, I just thought we'd bring that up, that little bit of tip. Hey, look, I wish the kid as much best as luck as possible, but it's just kind of weird how you could average 4 points and already be, possibly selected in the second round in the NBA.
When you're named Bronny James, anything is possible.
I understand. And look, I give the kid credit. He played it off very well. He wants to make it on his own. He has had a good combine, but
also he's suffered a really bad heart condition, less than a year ago. I think that's also very miraculous that he's somewhat still fit after that.
And then the other thing is, because I mean, look, Anthony Edwards stayed in Georgia, and Georgia wasn't a basketball team, and look how good he came out. So he didn't go to a basketball school, but he produced. He put up big numbers in Georgia. He took them far. So, all right, well, gentlemen, Alex, as usual, always welcome to our show. Thank you very much. We'll be talking again. Byron, always a pleasure with the Jones family. Don't forget to tune in every Thursday. What time, Byron? 8 p.m. 8 p.m. Sorry for a little bit of mishap today.
We're in the Atlantic Ocean, and that's
we're getting excited for the NFL season coming up. We got at least mini camps coming up, and we'll be talking soon, guys. You have a good night. God bless, and don't forget to tune in, subscribe to our channel, smash the like button if you like the show, get the notifications on YouTube, go to our podcast, subscribe to our podcast, leave us a review. It'll help us out tremendously. You gentlemen have a great night, and we are signing out.